If your loved one is at risk of a fall, the Symphony Medical Alert System from CVS Health can help support their safety in their home with 24/7 emergency monitoring, even when you can't be there. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more about Symphony at cvs.com/symphony or find it at your nearest CVS Health Hub.
Hello, Secret to Success podcast family. Thank you for joining us for another amazing episode. Today we have an awesome guest with us, Mr. Nathaniel Wilkins. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. And yourself?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Mr. Nathaniel, if you can please tell our audience who you are and what it is that you do.
So, again, Nathaniel Wilkins. I'd like to think of myself as a 66-year young, active, aging professional. And what I mean is that I'm actually interested in making it to 100, and I do that through health, wellness, and healing. So I actually own a health, wellness, and healing company with my partner. And we're just encouraging people all over the globe to just live life at the level that they want to live. So that's it in a nutshell.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, with that being said, what is the importance of, what is the importance of that a healthy lifestyle, not just the eating and the working out, but the lifestyle in general? What is the importance of that when it comes to your business?
Well, here's the deal. With all of the challenges that we're facing right now, be it social distancing, COVID-19, protest, or whatever we're facing, and man, there's so many things, and I can just go on and on. But the importance is that we need to actually have what we call the ageless mindset, that you have your mind made up about what direction you're going to take and how you're going to go about accomplishing that, and really that it's not anybody else's responsibility to rescue you. You need to rescue yourself. And so that's the importance of the work that we do with ourselves, but also with the people that what we call the 3 and 10 who have that same mindset.
Okay, and what's the 3 and 10?
So that's what we think is that about 3 out of 10 people, and the research that we've done, 3 out of 10 people actually have decided or in the process of deciding that they're going to live life, one, health being the number one priority, but then they're going to align their goals and priorities in such a way that they get out of life what they want, that they're not allowing other people to choose their direction, that they've actually chosen it. So if it's you want to spend time with your family, if you want to have your own direction in terms of what you're going to do with daily activities, or just work out, period, because you want to look good and feel good, we believe that there's that 3 and 10, particularly those people between the ages of 45, 70, 80 years old. That's the group that we think are the people who've decided to live this active or what we call the ageless workout lifestyle.
Okay. So, Mr. Nathaniel, you've mentioned the ageless mindset a couple of times already. Can you go into more depth of what the ageless mind state is?
Okay, so, keep talking about this ageless mindset that really you've heard it said before. I think Aaliyah was probably the first person that I heard say that age is just a number. And so I wanted to expound on that we can't help but age, but we don't have to get old. And so what we always try to encourage people to do is not let an old person come into your body, that movement is medicine, and that if you continue to move, you don't have to do extra work in terms of heavy lifting or what have you, but moving, allowing your joints and just taking good care of yourself, that really you begin to think about life differently, that you see vitality and you are able to accomplish more of the goals that you set for yourself, that you realize that life is not over, that you really can continue to go after what it is that you want to go after, whether it's running a marathon, or whether you just want to write a book or just something like that. So it's this mindset, this toughness that you have to make it through no matter what comes your way. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That makes complete sense. And what that led me to was another question, because this is my first time hearing of the ageless mindset. So what inspired you to begin your journey on building your ageless mindset?
Well, it's funny that you asked that question, because more times than not, people are awakened by certain challenges, whether it's a health challenge. And in that case, it was myself, right? I was busy working, and I call myself accomplishing goals, going after what I thought was really important in my life. And one day, I had the sense to go to the hospital or to the emergency room to get my heart checked, because I was feeling some pain in my chest. They kept me, put me in ICU, and I was there for several weeks. Wow. And what they told me was that I was having sort of mini heart attacks. And while there, I had a number of people who worked for me, because I was in an executive position. They would come and look and shake their heads, and I was wondering, what is it that they're talking about? So eventually I got the notice, or got information that they thought that perhaps I wasn't going to make it out of the hospital, that things were just that bad. But during that time, I decided that if I ever got out of there, that I would change my eating. What's so funny is, before that, take a step back. Before that, I gained so much weight. I started complaining about the clothes, right? I started saying that they were making the clothes smaller, and it wasn't that the clothes were getting smaller. It was a lot more of me that was appearing, right? I had ballooned up to about 235, 245 pounds, and didn't realize that. So the stuff just creeped up on me. But just to finish up the story, so I finally got out. I went to one doctor's appointment with a cardiologist, and after that, I started to walk and become involved with other activities. Eventually, I started to take fitness classes. That led to me teaching some fitness classes, and later on led to me managing fitness operations at different places, sort of high-end fitness organizations in and around Miami. And later on, it led to me creating this whole idea with my partner, this whole notion of the ageless workout and the ageless mindset. So that's how we get to this place.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've known of a few people who on the job, doing what they thought they were supposed to be doing, and ending up like you. Like my dad, one day he was walking through Walmart, broke out in a hot sweat, and he told me, he was like, that's not normal. So he went to the doctor, and this was actually like weeks before his 50th birthday. And he had just gotten a new car for his birthday. He treated himself to a new car, walked into his doctor's appointment, and they told him, well, you need to go to the emergency room. And he's like, oh, okay. So he got up to get in his car, and they told him, it's like, no, sir, you can't drive. You're at any given moment, you could have a heart attack. And mind you, this is before he turned 50, so he ended up having to have a bypass because it was that bad. So if we don't take care of our health, we never know. It can hit us at any given moment. We hear about, people my age, still in their 30s, who looked perfectly healthy but didn't wake up the next morning because they had heart attacks in their sleeps, or they had strokes in their sleep, So having that ageless mindset to understand and know that I don't desire to not wake up the next morning because of something that I have control over. And then you mentioned something else. You said the ageless workout. So what is the ageless workout?
Well, of course, the ageless workout starts with this idea or the notion that I said to you in the beginning that health is the number one priority. So while some people go to a workout because they want to look good in their clothes and they want to feel good and they want to impress other people, the ageless workout is centered around working out because you value your health that much that you put that at the top of the list. That any information that you read and look at right now, be it the television or the newspaper or the internet, they're always talking about this notion of movement and taking care of your health. Everywhere you look, I mean, more and more, it's about health. And so the ageless workout starts with health. And so it's doing those things that are necessary, right? Managing your issues like you talked about with your father, making sure that you're on top of your heart health, your cardiovascular, making sure that your bone structure, making sure that you're not overweight, that you're not eating too much. This whole thing that happens with the blue zones, I know you're familiar with blue zones, but these are the people who live to be over 100 years old. And so they do some things that we don't do, and they live a lot better, right? They have some connections. They value family. They don't overeat. They eat till about 80%. Right. They're eating fruits and vegetables, and they're cutting down, not necessarily eliminating animal protein, but cutting down on animal protein and finding other ways to take care of themselves. So it's all of this stuff tied up into one that is centered around better care for oneself. Not to mention that when you do those things, you sleep better. You have a better outlook on life, that you can still go after the things that you want to go after, whether it be travel. And I keep going back to that because sometimes we think that we're living life and all we're doing is just going through life. And so you don't have to be 40, 50, 60, or 70 years old to have an ageless workout mentality or do an ageless workout. Like you talked about, 25 and 30-year-olds need to have an ageless mindset and do an ageless workout, right? Because they have spent too much time on a computer or too much time sitting down behind a desk. No longer do we move as much as we need to move. So it's this notion of moving and taking better care of yourself. I'll say it again, movement is medicine.
Right. Thank you. And then I'm grateful for what you said. It's not just those who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who, have that mindless, that should have the ageless mindset, but also the younger ones, the 20s, the 30s. We should have ageless mindsets as well. So when it comes to the ageless workout, is there a specific type of workout that we should do, or is it focused on who we are, our body type, and our schedules?
Well, again, everybody's body is different. So, there are some basic things that we need to be aware of. But let me take a step back. I want to take a step back because one of the things that we pride ourselves in is getting up early in the morning. And what I mean by early in the morning, we're up by 4 a.m. I walk the dogs. I get outside in nature. And
there's nothing more personal than your health. So when it comes to finding the right nutrition supplements to meet your fitness goals, you need a personalized approach. Thankfully, now there's Gainful, the personalized nutrition system that's formulated for your body and goals. Gainful gives you peace of mind that your protein, hydration, and pre-workout supplements contain the finest ingredients specifically for you. Now, as I'm going through my Gainful supplies, which I absolutely love, it's extremely tasteful. And you know how some supplements are they have like the grainy feeling? Well, Gainful is full of flavor, easy to go down because Y'all know some supplements aren't as easy. Well, Gainful makes it easy for you, and then having it personalized specifically for me lets me know that what I am putting into my body while I am on this health journey, this changing of my lifestyle, it's letting me know that what I'm putting in my body is for my body and just not a generalized product. So I'm grateful for Gainful. So what you do is you get started by taking the 5-minute Gainful quiz. Gainful considers your dietary needs, goals, and unique physiology to personalize your formula. Then Gainful delivers your supplements with no shipping charge every month. And you can cancel anytime or adapt your plan as needed, which I absolutely love because I don't plan on canceling, but as I continue on this journey, as I release the weight that I'm releasing as my workout continues to increase, I'm grateful for Gainful that I'm able to go back and say, okay, Gainful, now this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. This is how much I've lost. This is how active I've become. I'm able to take what Gainful sent me and send me something more specified to my new level of where I am. So I'm grateful for that because, again, all other ones are just generalized, but Gainful personalizes it just for me, and I'm grateful for that. So to get $20 off your personalized supplements, go to gainful.com/success. That's GAINFUL.com/success for $20 off. Gainful personalized nutrition made for your taste. Gainful.com/success.
By 5 o'clock, I have my first group of young people, which I call the 5 a.m. club. And we're walking up and down the street, getting that cardiovascular system moving, get the blood flowing through the body. And then we go into our regular sort of resistance training, not necessarily lifting weights, but even body weight exercises. And perhaps down the road, as they get better, then we add some bands or some weights. And then we take a look at the core of the body, that base of the body, because we want to have a strong core. And so that is another part of having what we call the ACEs workout, but also the ability to have mobility, flexibility, and agility, moving from side to side, standing on one leg, working on balance and stability. All of these things are a part of this mindset, but also I want to mention that it's the toughness that it takes to get up and do this consistently, even when you don't feel like it. That you get up, you put the shoes on, you put the clothes on, and you're out and about. And again, it's getting outside and getting some sunlight, getting into nature, and actually feeling what the environment feels like. Does that make sense? That it's actually one part of it. Now, everybody can do something, right? So you can always have excuses about, well, I don't have a gym, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Get out of the bed, go hit the floor, move the legs, move the arms. If you can't do a push-up, a regular push-up, then get on your knees and do a push-up. So it's this notion of taking care of what is important to you, and the most important thing that you have is your body and your health.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nathaniel. Thank you very much. So with understanding that you have to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, have a healthy lifestyle, have an ageless mindset, what does your daily routine look like?
So it depends on what day it is. Like today, this is Wednesday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Remember I told you I'm up by 4 o'clock. I'm out walking the dogs. By 5 o'clock, I have my first group called the 5 a.m. Club. Then by 6 o'clock, I'm over at a boxing facility doing my boxing instruction, right, of what's called boxing fitness, getting my heart rate raised, working on burpees and jumping jacks and, punching the heavy bag, getting all those things taken care of. And then about 7 o'clock, I'm off to teach a class myself, a boot camp class. By 9 o'clock, I have a client. By 10 o'clock, I'm back again with another class. So by 11 or 12 o'clock, I'm taking a rest or, getting myself together for rest and recovery, getting my meals together, and then my office hours. And then later on in the day, like today, I'm going to an aqua Pilates class around 7 o'clock. So that gives you some indication of what my activities are like. But by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm in the bed because, I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for my next session, which is a 6 o'clock group of people on Thursday, and then back out, like I said, early in the morning with the dogs, and then the 6 o'clock group, and then by 7 o'clock, there's another group of people. By 9 o'clock, I'm teaching again, and then I have office hours, and then I get another group of people. So it's that kind of thing that's happening, and so that's really what my routine looks like. It's either working on myself or working with other people. And I would quickly tell you that the work that I do now is probably the highest calling because I get a chance to help people. And what I mean is that it's not just people who are physically able. We do something called medical fitness, right? So we help people who have had stroke or who have had Parkinson's, people who have lost an eye, or people who have special needs and they just want to be a part of a family of people doing exercise. So it's more than just what meets the eye. It's a whole tribe of people that we're working with. Again, at 3 and 10 who've decided that they want to live a better quality of life. I hope I said enough with that. Does that give you some indication of what's involved here?
Yes, sir, definitely. You have a day like Antonio. He has the same hours and everything he does. He does for his team, and he does for those that are within his network. Like you, everything that you do is not only it's to serve others, because there's no way you cannot want to serve others waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to teach a 5 o'clock class. You have to have a selfless mindset in order to do that. So and Antonio tells us all the time, prosperity has one language, and every time I speak to someone of prosperity, they say the same thing. It's serving others. So thank you for the service that you provide, Mr. Nathaniel.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what the key is. I mean, how do you provide service? Because again, the window that you give out of is the window that you get out of. It may not come out of the people that you give, in terms of dollars and cents and what have you. Maybe it comes from somewhere else, but that's really the key. And so I've done a number of things in the past, but again, I think this is probably the highest calling that I have, is that when I see a retiree who has a bad knee and she wants to walk up and down the street, and I get some walking sticks and we walk up and down the street so she can smell the roses, so to speak, or the fresh air, and look at the trees and, play with the dogs along the way. And that is her fitness program. So it is a lot more than, just going to a facility and, pumping some weight or being around other people who, are in super fantastic shape. We leave that kind of work to other people. The kind of work, the calling that we have is this work that helps people live and live at the quality of life that they want to live, whether it be just to be able to move a finger or to see the flowers that are out and about. That it's important for us that we help people at that level. That's not to say that we don't have the other people who want to bang up boot camp workout. We do that as well. it's this other stuff that's where the rubber meets the road. It's where, the gravy, so to speak, that gives you that good feeling inside your spirit that you were able to help somebody today, and you may get somebody else tomorrow to do the same thing with.
Wow.
Make sense?
Yes, it does. It definitely makes sense. Now, Mr. Nathaniel, earlier you mentioned an age range of those that you're looking to work with. So, can you tell us that range again, and why are those the particular people that you're looking to reach?
Well, let me just say that that's the group of what we call the active aging population. That we know that the baby boomer population are those who have a willingness and a need to take care of themselves. And I indicated earlier, they may want to play with their grandchildren. They may want to take care of their own daily activities. They want a certain sense of independence. They want to play golf. They want to travel around the world if they want to. So it's that group of people that we think that we can best serve. But now I would also tell you that our sort of population that we work with are also those who have a certain amount of disposable income. And so here's the thing. People will spend most of their lives developing and making the income, and if they haven't taken care of themselves over the years, they'll spend all of their income trying to take care of the rest of their lives. And so what we want to do is, sort of meet people early on in the process. If you're 40 years old and you're not doing anything, you have a sedentary lifestyle, that we can help you get up from the desk and lose that stomach, or help you with your diabetes or your heart situation, or if you have a bad hip, if you've gone through hip replacement or something like that, if you have had a stroke and you are temporarily blind or what have you, we can help you make it through all of those challenges. So that is why we've actually taken a look on purpose at this age group, because we know that this is when we start to develop some of these diseases or dis-ease in the body. Make sense? Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, sir. That definitely makes sense. So, Mr. Nathaniel, you have a book out called Factors for Success Now. Can you tell us more about your book?
Well, actually, it's a 3-book series, right? It's one called The Now Factors for Success Today and Beyond, and then Beyond the Now Factors for Success, and then the one that you mentioned. And this actually is, these are books that I actually had some time to take a look at over sort of my developing career when I was, sort of a parks and recreation professional, the ups and downs of life. And so how do you, I ask myself, how do you share this kind of stuff with people? I don't care who they are. They're going to go through some changes or some challenges in their life. And so I wanted to document some of that and then sort of give some advice and some tips and techniques on what I found to, that's helped me get to this place. See, you don't get to be 66 years young and not have gone through some stuff. So I've been through the fire, right? So I wanted to share that information with somebody else, so that perhaps I can help them find a different way to get there a little bit faster. So it's all about, tried and true success, not the kind that you see that somebody is actually, sort of studied or did some research. I've lived it. I sleep it, I eat it. I'm telling you that I get up in the mornings like at 4 o'clock now still. So it's that kind of stuff that, that's shared in the book, that you really got to grit your teeth and fight back when you don't think you have it, right? And you got to believe when other people are not, believing in you. and you got to find it within yourself. So that's all of the stuff that's in that book, in those books, and those books are on Amazon. I'm actually in the process right now of writing some additional books, right? So that one would be, you know, stepping out of the matrix, the new black person, what happens after you get past COVID-19, you know, the ageless workout. We have a book that gives you some exercises in our thought process about how to do the ageless workout. And then one that we called Unfinished, that we're taking a look at, you know, where we are right now and how do we continue to get to where we want to be, and what are the steps that it's going to take to get there. So we're putting out a series of books and, you know, sort of trainings for people based on what we found out about life at this point, and hopefully that's helpful information that allow people to better manage their lives.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And you said the entire series is on Amazon.
Right. It's 3 different books that I put on Amazon. The Now Factor books are what I'm talking about. The other ones are the new ones that will be coming out fairly quickly. So I'm giving you a preview of some of the other stuff that during COVID-19 time, I wasn't just sitting here twiddling my thumbs and wondering what I was going to do with my time. I actually got me a MacBook Pro and started to write and think about how can I help somebody else, because it's always about, you know, how do I help myself and help somebody else. So yeah, that's what, those books are on Amazon. I think that even if you go on Amazon, there are, I think you may be able to read the books, but you can actually purchase them as well. I think they're fairly inexpensive, because I just want people to read the stuff, right, and say, oh, you know, I can relate to that. I've been through that. You know, ask me about that. That's, you know, let me share this with my child, or let me share this with somebody else that it can help them along the way. So yeah, they're on Amazon. Nathaniel O. Wilkins, the Now Factors for Success, Beyond the Now Factors for Success, and Success Factors Now are those three books that are out there currently.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will definitely put the link to those books so you can get access to those as well. And Mr. Nathaniel, if you can please let our audience know how they can reach out to you.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm on Facebook like everybody else, right? Nathaniel Oliver Wilkins, or you can see me there at Nate Wilkins. You can look me up on Instagram. It's the Ageless Workout on Instagram, or the Ageless Healing Official. So those would be the basics that you could find. I mean, there are any number of other sort of ways to do it. www.agelessworkout.com. You know, that's the website. You know, so that's kind of how one can find me. And check out the books and let me know what you think.
All right. So, do you have any final words for our audience today, Mr. Nathaniel?
Yeah, here's what I would share. It's like this. When you get what you want and you struggle for self and the world's made you king or queen for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what the mirror has to say. For it isn't your father, mother, brother, or sister whose life you must pass, but the person whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back in the glass. You may fool the world over down through the pathways of life and get pats on the back as you pass. But your most fondest reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the person in the glass. Lose some weight, get yourself in shape, get ready for the new order. Take good care of yourself. That's all I got to say.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Nathaniel. Thank you very much. Secret to Success podcast listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. Mr. Nathaniel, it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us.
Great, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And from the words of Mr. Antonio P. Smith Jr., you can plan better, you can dominate. Thank you all so much for joining us.
I'm not sure if you already know this, but you're already absolutely perfect. You're already absolutely great, and you're already living in massive abundance. The most important things that you have is not what you have, it's not what you do, it's what you know. Because the people who do know what you need to know to lead the middle class, they're in the top 1%, and they control 96% of the world's income. 97% of this world is trading time for money, and that is not the way to become rich, it's not the way to become wealthy, and it is absolutely not the way to leave the middle class. There are 7.8 billion people in the world right now, and they all want to learn how to make money and how to leave the middle class. But the way to become a master at anything is to learn all the rules and then bend them to your favor. Right now in this world, there are 2,057 billionaires. Right now. So if you think becoming a billionaire is impossible, that's 2,057 people that have already proved that impossibility incorrect. And if you think that's crazy, there are 46.8 million millionaires in the world, worldwide right now. Now think about that. 46.8 million millionaires, and that number grows 1,730 millionaires every single day. Money is everywhere. You don't need to max out your credit cards. You don't need to borrow from granddad and grandma. Just look behind me. Look at all the wealth sitting behind me in this junkyard. It's insane how much money is everywhere, and you don't need to go out there and beg, borrow, and steal to get it. You just need to know the rules of making money and how to leave the middle class. Essentially, all you need to know is the algorithm of making money, the rules of making money. All you need to know is what to do and how to do it, and you can leave the middle class. Any industry, yoga, golf, underwater basket weaving, clipping fingernails, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is know how to do it, how to get it done, and then find somebody to teach you how to do it, how to get it done, and you will be able to leave the middle class. If you're not getting my point, it's real simple. Whatever you have up here, as long as you understand the rules of leaving the middle class, as long as you understand how to get money, you can take what's up here and get wealthy from what you already have. Right now, the very thing you know up here is already being searched 1,000 times a second on Google. Someone right now, actually 1,730 people right now are going to become a millionaire from the stuff that you have in your head. Why can't this be you? I mean, it's 1,730 people with your ideas that are no better than you, that are going to leave the middle class, become a millionaire. Why are you not next? So how do we do this? How do we take what you know and apply it to objective money-making secrets and then allow you to leave the middle class? How do we take you from where you are and let you escape to where you want to go? So how do we make all this money, or take all this knowledge from the Warren Buffetts, from the Elon Musk? How do we take everything that everyone before you has done, and how do we take all of that and then put it in your head so you can leave a legacy for your family? My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. 32 years ago, I lived in a trash can. That's right, from 6 to 14, I had no running water, no electricity, no anything, and somehow I'm in the top 1% today. Not because I had the right background, not because I had a silver spoon in my mouth, simply because being homeless made me learn how to make money. I retired when I was 29 years old. I'm more than likely younger than you. I'm one of the top 1% income earners in one of the richest countries in the world. What I learned how to do when I was 6 years old was learn how to generate enough money to eat some cookies so I wouldn't die to death from starvation. From there, I learned how to go from cookies to a meal. From a meal to clothes to shelter to everything else that supplied my necessary needs. When I was 6, I was forced to learn how to make money, and now that's what I'm going to do and help you do. I've seen amazing results. I have my own economy, I've homeschooled my own children, and I wrote a book that teaches you every single thing that I know about making money, every single thing that other people know about making money, and most importantly, all the stuff that we don't tell you. Because the truth is, and you know it like I know it, the most honest, the most hardworking, unselfish people on planet Earth live in the middle class. Yet, your honesty, your unselfishness, your devout religion-going self is not enough to get to the top 1%, and that's not fair. The second half of my life has been not about how much money I make, but how I will be remembered from all the money that I have made. And I've been trying to teach everybody how to get out the middle class. I'm the crazy guy famous on the internet for trying to create 100,000 millionaires. I've created 8 so far. I got a 9th one on the way, all the way from India. That's pretty cool. And what I want to tell you is something very simple. It's been hard. It's been absolutely hard to help people leave the middle class, not because of the people, because the system would rather keep you being someone else's money instead of you having your own economy and having the money come find and flow to you. It was frustrating because I knew that anybody can make money. And if you knew what I knew, you would change your life. Over the last few years, I've built a large following of over 500,000 people every month that pay me for me to give them advice. Well, that's been exciting for me. And the cool thing is I've created thousands of six-figure earners. I've created millionaires. I've created people who can live their dreams and hold on to their legacies. And now my eyes are on you to create you to what you need to be great. I have been teaching my principles and these principles to hundreds of thousands of people around the world, every country, all continents, and anyone who has taken them seriously, written them down, and applied them have a 100% success rate of leaving the middle class. I've taught these secrets to my following in my inner network, and I've watched them go from 4 figures to 5 figures, 5 figures to 6 figures, 7 figures, all the way to 8. Everything that I've ever learned from millionaire mentors, billionaire mentors, and everything I learned from being homeless, and everything that got me into the top 1%, I have placed inside of a book. To date, it is the longest book that I've ever written, the most best book that I've ever written, and that book is called The Richest Man in the Trash Can, and I'm offering it to you today for free. This book is going to show you how to become wealthy into the top 1% and leave the middle class. This book is going to give you a step-by-step plan if you're 30 years old, all the way to 70 years old, how to get into the top 1%. If you're a teenager, how to get to the top 1%. If you're a millennial, how to get to the top 1%. It's going to teach you how to make 6 figures immediately, teach you how to get to $1 million immediately, and all that good stuff. Plus, I'm going to give you the 36 objective laws of leaving the middle class. Plus, I'm going to give you every last one of my secrets that have made me rich. You have to understand that leaving the middle class is the most important fight that you're going to have in your life. To be honest with you, and you can kind of relate to this, it almost takes $450,000 a year just to be broke in America. And that's just in America. If you don't leave the middle class, which is actually an illusion, then you are going to have a really hard time. Think about it for a second. Most of you are going to be watching this are going to be baby boomers, and you've been sold a bad check. They lied to you. Your retirement was not enough for you to live comfortable, and I'm going to give you this book for free so you can figure out how to triple your retirement and then quadruple your retirement, and then as Grant Cardone would say, 10x your retirement so you can live the life that's worthy of you. I want you to remember that leaving the middle class is the most important battle that you could ever face in your entire life, especially for your family. So consider this video, this book, your friendly tap on the shoulder. I want to send you a free copy of this book because I believe that abundance is your birthright. I believe that abundance is freedom, and I believe that this book is right for you. In fact, I believe in that so much that I will send you the book for free. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. I'll eat the cost. I'll take the loss. And all you have to do is get the book and dominate your reality right now and apply the principles so you can be the best person for your life that is yours. Fill out the form sitting right there to the right. Go ahead, dominate your reality. I can't wait to send you my book. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to have you as someone that's been on the journey with me. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate.
At Huntington, we've been asking ourselves, can we make saving money any easier? And we think we've solved it. Introducing Money Scout. It analyzes your spending habits, income, and expenses to find money not being used in your checking account, then pushes it to savings automatically. Why would a bank do that? Just to help people thrive. That's how we reinvent banking. Huntington, welcome. Subject to eligibility, terms, conditions, and account agreements. Learn more and enroll at huntington.com/moneyscout.